Perhaps I gave rather a negative view of the role of social media. I mean, do you think there's much more of a place than I've accounted for?
I think so, yeah. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have a lot of young people, or youngish people on your governing body, the chances are they're going to be using social media second nature. And so therefore they are much more likely to be using it for discussing governance issues and talking amongst themselves about what's going on in the school, which is fine to some extent, as long as it doesn't start straying into individuals, named people, children. That's when it starts getting rather tricky. And confidential issues, of course. And as you say, a lot of what we talk about on a governing body is actually confidential. So I think governors need some guidelines on that, and I would look to include a paragraph or two at least in the Code of Conduct that covers the use of social media. Really just alerting people to the fact that it is so public, and inadvertently you could make a comment or say something that really leads the whole governing body into quite a difficult situation. I mean, a couple of examples I've come across is where a governor who was tweeting something about the Hillsborough disaster as a private individual, who also happened to be a governor, attracted a massive amount of flack, and there was a lot of pressure on him to resign as a governor because of that. And another one was where a clerk was working at home on a set of minutes, some of which were confidential. She was using the family computer, and then son happened to use the family computer, found the minute, thought, oh, that's interesting, tweeted it or Facebooked it to a couple of mates, and before you know it, it's halfway around the world. So I don't think people misuse it deliberately, but yeah, they do need reminding of the dangers of it. But on the whole, I would say, as with any other medium, it's potentially a force for good. Just need to be aware of the dangers.